George Clooney opens up about his career, aging in Hollywood, and his upcoming Broadway debut. American actor and filmmaker George Clooney has opened up about his long and successful career, his thoughts on aging in Hollywood, and his latest project in a recent in-depth interview. The 63-year-old star, known for his charm, talent, and versatility, is currently promoting his upcoming Broadway show, which is an adaptation of one of his most critically acclaimed films, Good Night and Good Luck. This new stage production marks a significant milestone in Clooney's career, as it will be his first major foray into live theater, a challenge he is both excited and nervous to take on. Clooney, a two-time Academy Award winner, directed and co-wrote Good Night and Good Luck, which was released in 2005 to widespread acclaim. The film, set in the 1950s during the height of Senator Joseph McCarthy's anti-communist crusade, follows the story of Edward R. Murrow, a respected broadcast journalist who took a courageous stand against McCarthy's fear-mongering tactics. The film was praised for its sharp writing, powerful performances, and historical significance, earning 6 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture and Best Director for Clooney. In the new Broadway adaptation, Clooney will step into the shoes of Edward R. Murrow himself, a role he deliberately avoided playing in the original film. During his recent interview with 60 Minutes Jon Wertheim, Clooney candidly shared why he felt unprepared to take on the part of Murrow back in 2005 and why the timing now feels right. Murrow had a gravitas to him that at 42 years old I wasn't able to pull off, Clooney admitted. Back then, I knew that playing Murrow required a level of seriousness and life experience that I just didn't have yet. Directing the film was already a huge challenge, and I didn't think I could do justice to the character if I stepped in front of the camera as well. Now, nearly 2 decades later, Clooney feels that his age and life experience have prepared him to embody Murrow's gravitas and depth. He explained that as he's grown older, he's gained a deeper understanding of the complexities of the role and the historical weight of Murrow's story. At 63, I've lived enough life to understand the kind of pressure Murrow was under, the moral decisions he had to make, and the courage it took to stand up against McCarthyism, Clooney said. It's a different kind of challenge now, but one that I'm ready to take on. Clooney's decision to take on a stage role is a departure from his typical career trajectory. Though he has become one of Hollywood's most enduring and bankable stars, Clooney admits that he's becoming more selective about the roles he takes on, and there are certain genres he's ready to leave behind for good. I'm 63 years old, Clooney said with a smile. I'm not trying to compete with 25-year-old leading men. That's not my job. I'm not doing romantic films anymore. Clooney's candor about aging in Hollywood reflects a growing trend among veteran actors who are choosing to pivot away from traditional leading man roles and focus on more character-driven and substantive projects. Clooney acknowledged that he's grateful for the romantic roles that helped launch his career, from One Fine Day, 1996, opposite Michelle Pfeiffer to Out of Sight, 1998, with Jennifer Lopez, but he knows that era of his career has passed. I've had a great run with romantic films, Clooney said. But it's not realistic for me to be the guy who sweeps the girl off her feet anymore. That's not where I'm at in my life, and I think the audience would see right through it if I tried to play those roles now. Clooney pointed out that his focus has naturally shifted toward directing and producing, areas where he feels he can have a more lasting impact. He's also passionate about telling stories that have social and political relevance, something that drew him to Good Night and Good Luck in the first place. The story of Edward R. Murrow is still incredibly relevant today, Clooney said. We live in an era of misinformation, political division, and attacks on the press. Murrow stood up for the truth at a time when it was dangerous to do so. That message, that courage, is something we need to be reminded of right now. Clooney's involvement in the Broadway adaptation of Good Night and Good Luck comes at a time when he's balancing multiple creative projects. His recent directorial work includes The Tender Bar, 2021, which earned praise for its intimate storytelling and strong performances, and he's set to direct and star in the upcoming film The Boys in the Boat, a historical sports drama about the University of Washington's rowing team's journey to victory at the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Despite his busy schedule, Clooney remains grounded, crediting his wife, human rights lawyer Amal Clooney, and their 2 children, twins Alexander and Ella, for keeping him focused on what matters most. Being a dad changes everything, Clooney said. My priorities shifted overnight when the kids were born. Now, I think about the kind of world I want to leave behind for them. That's why I'm so passionate about projects like Good Night and Good Luck. It's about integrity, truth, and standing up for what's right. Those are the values I want my kids to grow up with. Clooney also shared that his perspective on fame and success has evolved over the years. Early in my career, I was chasing success, he said. I wanted to prove myself. Now I feel like I've done that. I don't need to be the biggest star in the room. I want to work on projects that matter to me, that have something to say. When asked about the pressure to maintain his status in Hollywood's ever-changing landscape, Clooney was refreshingly honest. Hollywood is always going to be about youth and what's new, he said. That's fine. I'm not trying to stay on top of the game. I've had an amazing career. If I get to spend the next chapter working on meaningful projects, maybe directing more than acting, I'm perfectly happy with that. Clooney's return to the stage with Good Night and Good Luck marks a full-circle moment in his career. After decades of success in film and television, he's ready to embrace the vulnerability and immediacy of live theater. There's nowhere to hide on stage, Clooney said. If you mess up, the audience sees it. That's part of the thrill and part of the fear. But that's what makes it exciting. As Clooney prepares to take on the role of Edward R. Murrow, he's aware of the weight and responsibility that comes with portraying such an iconic figure. But at this stage in his life and career, he feels ready. Murrow stood for something important, Clooney said. He believed in the truth. He took a risk to tell it. That's the kind of story I want to tell now, and the kind of legacy I hope to leave behind. With his Broadway debut on the horizon, George Clooney continues to prove that true talent, integrity, and passion are timeless. While his days as a romantic leading man may be behind him, his next act, on stage and behind the camera, promises to be just as impactful as the one that made him a Hollywood icon.